Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynn from Stampin' with Lynne Fahey. It's Wigget Wednesday, as I've renamed it, and I'm going to be showing you some card making. But you're probably thinking, where is she? I don't possess all of this normally. I normally sit with my back to the stairs. So where am I? Well, I'll tell you. Good afternoon, Carol. I'm actually like doing a little bit of whose house is that? Who lives in a house like this? Good afternoon, Martin. I'm actually, don't tell, shh. I'm actually in Michelle's craft room doing my Facebook Live. How lucky am I? She does know, so it's not that I've broken in. I'm looking after Pippi at the moment for her. You know this house, yes. Oh, it is literally my dream place. I'm in heaven with the door shut, and so I'm actually making a card at Michelle's craft desk. Aren't I lucky? And hopefully Pippi will be quiet. I don't know if there's any deliveries due, but if there are, you'll know about them. So yes, good afternoon, Carol. Thank you for joining me. So yeah, how's your week been? I've had a very, very busy one, and it's only Wednesday. And up until about 3/4 of an hour ago, I didn't actually know what I was going to be making. Good afternoon, Julie. Thanks for joining. I hope you're feeling much better now. So yeah, up until about 3/4 of an hour ago, I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. It was all a bit last minute, but I think I've come up with something that isn't completely me, because I'm more of a stamper than a die cutter person, but I've pushed myself out of my comfort zone. Oh, hello, my lovely Carol. Hope Scotland's looking after you and you're getting your mum and dad's love. And oh, it looked heavenly on your Instagram page the other day with your shortbread, your book, and your cuppa. Lovely. So I'm actually in Michelle Last's. Sorry, Pippi's looking up. She's guarding me at the moment. I'm in Michelle Last's craft room and doing my Facebook Live from there. So I got stung by a wasp yesterday. It was really painful. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it. Still see it. Look. And oh, I didn't do anything to aggravate it. I was sitting having a socially distanced cuppa with a neighbour out in her garden, and all of a sudden it was like something stabbed me, and it was like, ooh, ow, and I just saw the wasp hanging off my arm with the barb still in it. Excuse me. So yeah, that wasn't very nice. So it's still quite tender and sore, but I'm all right. I'm not a walking wounded, so you're all right. So anyway, without further ado, shall I share with you what stamp sets I'm going to use? Oh, lots of love from Bonnie, Scotland. I miss you, Carol, now that you're just not round the corner at the moment, but you need that well-earned rest. So let me flip you round and let's get this. There we go. So everybody can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to be using this stamp set called Grace's Garden. And it does come with lots of die cuts, or, you know, dies. I've still got some of them out here, and I'm actually using some. So yeah, it's got some lovely sentiments, and I wanted to use the thank you from the Peaceful Moments. So I'm going to utilise the stamp, this one here. Oh, good afternoon, Scylla. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're well. Yeah, so Grace's Garden, Peaceful Moments, and put them together. And this is the card that I'm going to be making. So it's very fussy for me. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a simple stamper. Less is more. But I'm actually enjoying doing this. And there's a little pussycat sitting on the fence, the garden gate. And if you open the gate, you get thank you with all my heart. So it's a little secret message. And then inside, it's got the little pussycat again. Because sometimes that's all you want to be able to say. Thank you with all my heart. And the gate's shut. and I've even stamped on the back of the cardstock so that the gates look like you could even have it open like this on your windowsill. Well, you might want to put it on your windowsill or your mantelpiece. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think of that, but I will show you how I've made it. So I'll push it to one side there so you can still see. So let me reach over. So I've got everything, as you know, cut to size. So this is my card base, which is in, I've gone blank, Early Espresso, excuse me. Folded it in half, and I will crease the edge there. Good afternoon, Amanda. Lovely to have you join me. So that's the card base, that's the card we're making. And then I have a piece of soft suede, and that is cut at 9 centimetres by 13.5, and that's going to sit off angle. So it's not going to be like that, it's going to be slightly like that. Okay, and then I have another layer, which is, oh, good afternoon, Lee. How are you doing? So this is going to be 9 centimetres by 13, exactly the same, but that's going to be offset. I might end up trimming that one down, or this one down a little bit, so that we can see a little bit more of that, because when you look at the original card, you can see just a fraction of it. So it might be Wing It Wednesday, absolutely. That was from my friend Carol Wincott. She said, because I said I was winging it, she called it Wing It Wednesday, so it's kind of stuck. And as I say, up until about 3/4 of an hour ago, I was winging it. So yeah, 9 centimetres by 13 in soft suede and whisper white. And then I might mix it up a little bit and have a layer of 9.5 by 14, so that this one sits on there. And after we've coloured it up, clearing out your studio to make space for your Stampin' Up stuff. I love that. I think that's an ongoing project all year, all our lives really. So yeah, we may end up doing that. I'm not sure, but we'll try. So let's have a little look. Yes, so I will leave that one for the moment, just put that to one side. Oh, hello, Michelle, you're watching. I'm in your craft room. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm making use of the stamp sets, but this is the card that I'm going to make. So I've done thank you with all my heart, and then the gate's shut, and there's a little pussy tat on the front, and then a little cat on the inside. So that's what I'm making today. So with the small layer of my card, the 9 centimetre by 13.5, now I did this without a camera earlier, so let's just see how I go. And with the balmy blue and one of the foam sponge rollers, I'm just going to keep taking it off and rolling it in the ink for a bit, just to ink it up. Now it doesn't look like there's much, but there's loads. So I'm just going to start off the page and keep lifting it and keep going. Okay, and every time I redo it, I'm going to start off the page and bring the darker colour over. We don't need it all, because we are going to put the other bit over the top. Good afternoon, Brenda. How are you doing, my lovely? Are you well? So I'm just going to bring some blue onto the cardstock. Make sure I get it all over. And very, very lightly do it to there. Okay, so that should be plenty. So I'm just going to move my blue out of the way for the moment. Then I'm going to bring in the Granny Apple Green, open it up, and with the edge of my sponge. Good afternoon, Tracy. I haven't spoken to you for ages. I hope you're well. No, I'm going to leave that. And on the other one, yeah, so I've got my sky there, and this one, I'm actually going to stamp up the gates, and I'm going to use Memento Black. So I'm just going to ink that up with the black. Make sure I get it all. And then I'm going to lay this down and try and get it about there. Okay, push that down. So as I say, this is the card I'm making. This is the background. So I've only sponged. I might need to sponge a bit more, who knows, but we'll see. Good afternoon, Katie. There we go. So that's my garden gate, and I'm going to very quickly colour with the markers. So I'm going to use the lightest colour first. I'm going to use the big end, the big brush end, and actually because I'm cutting it out, I'm going to go over the edges. So don't panic, because when I cut it out, it is actually going to leave a little border, whereas because I've actually gone over the edge, you won't see it. I'll explain in a minute, I'll show you. Okay, so there's that. Not very precise colouring in, as you can see. Then I'm just going to add some darker colour to them, a little bit at the bottom. And then with the bullet end of this colour, which is bronze, I'm just going to add some more colour there. Okay, as I say, I'm not being very precise at all. Colouring in the back of those. There. Okay, so that's the cross there. Okay, now what I am going to do is I'm going to get the die. Now, where did I put that? Did I put it back? No. Okay, where did you put it, Lynn? Ah, there it is. Right. So I'm going to line it up roughly. Let me take that bit off so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Now I don't want to cut the gate completely off the card, so I'll bring the big shot in and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so here's the big shot, and I'm just going to pull that back. Okay, so I'm going to put my die cutting in there. However, I am only going to put, can you see? I'm only going to put it up until the bottom of the gate. Can you see? So I'm not putting the cutting mat further on than the bottom of my die, so that when I run it through, you're not going to really see it until I pull it out. So let me do that. Okay. Let's pull that off here. Move that to one side. You are going to see, let's move you up a little bit, that it hasn't cut everything off. Okay, try not to break anything. So it's cut my gate like this. Is everybody still with me? I am going to trim up to that cutting line there, and discard that bit, and I'm left with my gate. So before I do anything else, I'm going to flip it over. I don't need my die anymore, so let me put that back in there. I don't need my ink. I do need the stamp die, the stamp and the ink rather. I'm going to re-ink it with the black ink. And because it's a clear stamp, I should be able to line it back up over the top and press down. Okay, beautiful. So now I can use those marker pens again. These are blends, and colour over the whole thing, because as I say, it's all cut out. And this is the back, so we just want to make sure that when we open up the gates from the front, they're not white on the back. Probably me just being a little bit over the top. Okay, so make sure that we've got the highlighted colours over there. It's not too precise because it's the back. Okay. Are you still there? Somebody let me know in the comments that you're still there, because as I say, I'm not at my home, so I don't know if the internet's good, whether you're still there, whether you're still following me. Okay, So that's the back, that's the front. Okay, so let's just colour in. Yep, you're still there. Lovely, thank you, Lee. I didn't know if I was talking to myself, because I can do that too. I'm quite an expert at it. Okay, so while we've got it like that, I'm going to literally cut to the edge there so that then they're split. Poke my scissors down in here. Cool, you're still there. Okay, just to there. Hi Ruth, how are you, my lovely? Thanks for joining me today. I'm just making a card with Grace's Garden that's this. So it's more die cutting and fussy stuff than I would ever normally do, but there's a little pussycat. When you open it up, it says thank you with all my heart, and a little pussycat inside. So that's what we're recreating. So I've just die cut this and coloured both sides, as you can see, and now I'm going to colour in with the Granny Apple Green and a little bit of sponging. Okay, and I'm just literally dabbing it on, because we don't mind because it's grass. Okay, so doing this. Lovely. So we want a little bit of texture, and some of it's going to be covered up anyway with the flowers that I'm going to add onto it. So that's my grass, that's my gate. Okay, so that bit's done. So I do need to do some more sponging, as you can see, because that's not down enough. Okay, so I'll carry on with this. I've just got a little bit of green on there as well now. If I turn it round this way, and I'm just very gently rolling it over, keep lifting it, putting it back on, otherwise you'll end up with a groove or a line or whatever. So I just want to blend that in. Perfect. So that's what I need now. Put that away. We might need to sponge a little bit more in a bit. So now I'm going to pick up my gate, slightly bigger than that, so I'm just going to put some glue on it, just on the bottom. Here we go. There we are. Okay. Trying to get the glue out. Is it coming? Well, there we go. Right, so don't need too much, but I'm trying not to get it on the gates because I can put it on the gates afterwards. Okay, so pop it on the bottom of there, make sure I've got it stuck and glued. There we are. Okay, so that all opens up, but as I say, I haven't stuck anything down yet because I do want to. And what I should have done before I stuck it on was, let's have a little look. I should have creased them, but I think I'll just wing it as it says on the Facebook Live. There we go. So we're bending back the gates, flip it round the other way. I just want it to come up to there. Okay, there we are. Okay, so the gate's open now. Okay, so I just want to be able to put my sentiment in there. So I'm just wondering whether I change it up a little bit more and I use, there's a sentiment here says, I thank you for all the kindness in yours. So if that fits, will it? No. Oh, then we're not going to do that one then, because I wanted to put, hello Dad. I'm at Michelle's crafting room. Shh, don't tell her. She does know. I haven't hijacked it, but I am here. Right, so I am going to carry on using the sentiment that I used originally, which is with all my heart. So I'm going to ink it up. And because I can see where I'm going, put that in there with all my heart. Oh, and let me put the thank you on while I'm here. So I'm going to tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to put that there. Okay, so now I'm going to have to get a punch to cover that. Okay. Well, it happens to the best of us, doesn't it? I think I caught my hand on that, but it doesn't matter. Let me have a little look and see what Michelle's got. Okay. Oh, I could do the lovely you, couldn't I? I could use this tag. Okay, I could use one of these. So let's just have a little look. I could just do a banner. What do I fancy? What do I fancy? Okay, so let's just try this. I need to be on camera really so you can see it. So if I put that on there, see, it does stamp nicely when you do it properly. Okay, do that. So I'm just wondering if I trim it with the little trimmer and just see. Hello, Pippi. Come to see if I'm all right. Have you? Good girl. I can't think of a worse place to craft. No, it's awful. I tell you, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Oh dear. Do I want that? Just like that? Do I? Oh, good girl, aren't you, Pippi? Yes, you are. Oh, there we are. Good girl. Okay, so I'm just wondering whether or not I am actually going to pop it in here. No, I might just do it as a banner. Do it the old-fashioned way. I might even, let's have a little look. If not, I can always cut it off. There we go. What do you reckon? Nope, nope. Nope, let's do it again. I think I am going to do it as a tag, but oh, goodness me. Decisions, decisions. Right, so I'm going to ink up the stamp again. And I think I'm going to put it in the middle again. It's a dog. Oh, look, it's happened again. Goodness me, what's going on? Third time lucky. It'll be fine. No, Pippi's a dash hound and she's adorable. And she's my little guard dog at the moment. There we go. There. That will be perfect. I will use that. Let's do that. Okay, so let's put it in there. And let's put it in here. Okay. And this one. So let's do that. As I say, so this is the card I'm now changing up and winging it, as the name says. Just wondering whether to sponge. Let's just do that. Let's just trying to think. Let's just do this. Because then this is the same as the background, but it's going to come up with the same colour to coordinate. Okay, so I'll leave that there to dry so I don't get it all over my fingers. Okay, flip it over, put some dimensionals on the back, and then we can start doing some colouring in. Okay. Here we go. Got it stuck to my fingers. I find these backs of these go everywhere. In the washing machine, in your bedding. There we go. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So the next thing we're going to do is, I've stamped up some of the lovely flowers which are in this set. They do come with dies as well, so I've die cut them in advance to save some time, if I can pick them up, as I have no nails. There we go. Right, so, and you would just lay it on there and cut it out, and then I'm finding it's easier to colour them in once you've actually cut them out. So let's have a little look. Let me do some greens first. I'll put the reds out the way. So if I bring you down a little bit closer, then hopefully you can see. And I'm going to start with the lightest colour, and because use the big brush end. Okay, and I'm just going to colour over the area, and some of these are Let me move you up a little bit, then you can see. Okay, and this is all green. Okay, and then let's do the green here as well. Okay, and then on this one as well, the leaves. Okay, right, so then let's go in with the darker colour. And I am just going to use this to shade everything here. Ooh, can you see what I'm doing? I'm trying not to block everything. And as I say, I'm not in my usual format, so how lovely is that? Who else gets to play in somebody else's craft room? It's lovely. Okay. Okay, do that. Just make it a little bit darker on the bottom. So that's my greens done. Then I'm going to use the light cherry cobbler. Okay, I'm just going to do the line between the flowers here. Okay, and the sample I did, I coloured it in really carefully, but you don't need to, because as I say, it's all abstract, so you can spend hours colouring it in if you like, but I'm just literally colouring it quite quickly. So I don't think it needs all that time. So let's do this one. What's the matter? Nobody's there. There we are. So what have you all been doing this week? I know it's Wednesday, it's only halfway through, but it's nearer to Friday than we were yesterday. So what have you all got planned? Are you going anywhere nice? Doing anything now that lockdown's easing up a bit? Are you still scared to go out? I'm still limiting as to what I do. I'm trying to get out and about with friends and things, but only in safe bubbles and things. Not at work. I'm working from home still. And so just hoping that the weather that we've got today carries on through the rest of the week and the weekend, but we can live in hope. You just have to open up your window and see what happens every morning, because it just completely changes, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to use the dark cherry cobbler. I'm going to use the thin end again, just highlight the areas, just so it gives it a little bit more definition. Okay. Add a few dots here and there. You've all gone really quiet on me. Am I mesmerising you with my colouring in, or am I boring you? Or are you got me on in the background and watching while you can? You have your first customer tomorrow. Oh, customer in. Oh, yeah, you are on fire, aren't you? You're doing brilliantly. It's not lavender, but it could be, Dad. It could be coloured in purples. I saw on somebody's, it was one of my friend's Facebook pages that her and her partner had gone to Hitchin lavender fields. Oh, it looked lovely. That's somewhere I would love to go. Not too far away from us. So, yeah. So that would be somewhere I would definitely like to go visit. The smell and the colours. Right, so I think that is all the colouring in that I need to do. So let me pull you back up a bit. Okay, so the reason I didn't stick these down is because I want to put one of them behind the gate like this. Good afternoon, Judy. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Lovely to see you. So say I'm just making this card using the Grace's Garden. So I'm just putting some glue on the back of this so that I can get it lined up as to where I want it. Coming off the edge of the card. You've just planted yours out, Dad. They survived, have they? Oh, of course, that was the ones in the pots that I got you for Father's Day, wasn't it? You put it in the garden. Lovely. Pippi's wondering who I'm talking to because I'm talking to you. She can't see anybody. I talk to myself, don't I, all the time. Okay, and this one, I am actually probably going to bring this up onto some dimensionals because I want it to stand in front of the gate on the other side. You're sneaking in after work. Lovely. Shh, I won't tell anybody. It's lovely that you've been able to join me. I do that to some other people while I'm working. I actually sit and have it on the side of me, and then unfortunately often the phone will ring and it's like, oh. So now I can stick this one down for real because I don't need to put anything behind it. Okay, so make sure that's there. Everything's off there, so I can actually put that a bit higher, about there. Because this one I can then put across here because I don't want to stop that from opening up. So again, I'm going to put that onto some dimensionals just at the bottom here. Oops, stuck to my finger. Okay, so it's almost done. Almost. Okay, so I just want to put that one here. Beautiful. And I've already stamped up. Good afternoon, Nicole. How are you, my lovely? Haven't seen you for ages. So I'm going to colour this kitty cat in very lightly. Great stuff. Very, very lightly, because it can look like a tabby cat then. And then I can cut him out. I know there is a die for him, but I can't find that one, so I'm not going to worry too much. So I'm literally just colouring him in. Put a little bit of dark stuff here. Great stuff. Okay, and then colour underneath here and his tail. And then blend that back in again. So not perfect colouring, but it's just lovely little pussycat. Okay, so now I'm going to cut him out. Fussy cutting, it won't take long. Some people love fussy cutting and some can't stand it, but I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't, as I say, don't normally do lots and lots of die cutting cards. I know one of my downline, my lovely downline, Ashley, she will do loads and loads of die cutting on a card. And I'm like, I've done about 30 cards to your one die cut one, but it's not a race. It's just that some people prefer it and some people don't. So that's it. Quickly cut out. I'm just going to run the edge of the marker around, because as you can see at the moment there's a white edge. So when you do it like this, little top tip, run it around the edge of the die cut or where you've cut it by hand, and it just makes the edge of the page the same colour. So I am going to put a teeny tiny little dimensional on the back of this little kitten and sit him on the fence there. I think on the top of the fence, just there. Lovely. And then what are we going to do with the card base? Because I want to change it up a bit. So do I do that, or do I do? I don't know. Let's have a little look. Right. So I've got some of these put to one side. Let's have a little look. Turn it around there. Is this the same size? Not quite. But will it need a little lift? You see where I'm going with this? Or do we not bother with that layer at all? And we just stick that one on there. What do you reckon? A white layer. If you tell me in the comments a white layer. Let's just see if that's a bigger one, whether or not that's better. Or whether that's, I think that's too big. So let's go with a little one. So a white layer, that little white layer, or do I do it with the soft suede layer like that at an angle and do it like that? What do you reckon? Pop it in the comments, and what I will do is I will stamp the little pussycat in the corner and colour him in. So let's just put him in there, and again use my pens to very, very lightly colour him. You like the soft suede? Okay. Anybody else? Soft suede or white? You like the white layer, Carol? Okay, so got one of each. So, oh, Dad likes the white as well. What else? So we've got 2 for white and 1 for soft suede at the moment. Final offer. So we got 3 for white and 1 for soft suede. Thank you, Scylla. Okay, so that's my little kitty cat to go inside the card. So let's just... You like both, Judy. That doesn't help me, but that's good to know. Okay, so just going to put the glue on the back. Good afternoon, Claire. Long time no see. I hope you're well. Just almost done with my Facebook Live. This is the insert of my card. So I've just stamped the little pussycat, coloured him in. And then that's my original one with thank you with all my heart. So I'm now going to put the white layer behind it. So I'm just wondering whether to make it a fraction bigger. Let's have a little look. So what size is that? 9.5 by 13. Might do it 10, slightly bigger. Let's have a little look. So just going to pop that on there. Do it at 10. Let's have a look. So let's do that. Get that out the way. So 10 by 13.5. Let's have a look and see if that makes it any better. So then it should actually make it more of a frame. Let's have a... Oh, you know... Oh, look, it's now the wrong size. So it must have been... I can do it again. Let's have a look. There we go. So if I do it by eye, that's what I tend to do. Use my fingernail, cut it. So I'm now going to do completely different. There we are, cutting it there. Right, so this time it should give it a bit of a mat. There we go. Okay, so it will probably have to sit that way. So let's stick that on there. See, I told you these little backs of the dimensionals get everywhere. Okay, glue it all up. Stick it on here. Make sure it's centered. I might actually just put it up here and trim some of the edges. Well, hello Janet, all the way from America. How are you today? I guess it's morning because it's nearly, you know, it's early evening here. So I'm just making a card using the Grace's Garden. So this is the card that I've already made as my sample, and I'm just changing it up a little bit because it's Wing It Wednesday. That's what I'm calling it. So let's do this. As you can see, it really is Wing It Wednesday. So let's just make sure that should be plenty to come off. So I miss you and Blythe. How are you both? Are you keeping well during this lockdown? There we go. So, okay, just going to stick it down on the card. Lovely. Make sure that I don't get it over the edge. Perfect. Okay. So, thank you with all my heart. The little pussycat and the flowers that were really quickly. Now on this one I didn't colour the flowers in at the back. With this one I got my my sponge and a little bit of green and just went over them to stop them from being so harsh. This one I haven't, but if I did, look, just tinges it down a little bit so that you don't see all the white everywhere. So let's just do that. Okay, so there are my 2 cards made using exactly the same techniques, but the soft suede behind here, the white behind here, did have a little bit of an accident behind that banner there, because I smudged the sentiment, but it happens to all of us. So yeah, other than that, let me flip you round. Let's have a little look. There's Pippi over there. Okay, so Wing It Wednesday, another one bites the dust. It's nearly 4 months I've been doing this now during lockdown, and yeah, pushing me out of my comfort zone. And yeah, it's just showing you, or me showing you how I craft and how I think about things and what I see about things, and just having fun playing with cardstock, with inks, with punches, making different cards that sometimes you get inspiration from looking in the catalogue, other times you get inspiration, you know, seeing adverts on the telly, or on Facebook you get, you know, different adverts for all sorts of weird and wonderful things. If you have been looking on Amazon, for some reason it comes up on your feed in Facebook and you start seeing all the things and you think, oh, I could do a card with that, or I hadn't thought of putting those colours together. So so yeah, that's basically my my Wing It Wednesday done. And I hope that yeah, it is a quick one. I don't tend to do Facebook Lives that are longer than half an hour or 40 minutes, just because I'm a Speedy Gonzales crafter, and yeah, and I know that lots of people have got, you know, precious time, so they want to make sure they spend it with their families and not watching me. But if you're watching it on playback, on the replay, I do hope that you're enjoying it, or that you've enjoyed it. I really appreciate you coming and seeing my Facebook Lives, because they're uploaded to YouTube as soon as I finish. So if you search and you're not subscribed to me, search on YouTube as Lynne Fahey, and you'll find me on there. And my Facebook Live, or my Facebook business page, is Stampin' with Lynne Fahey, and my blog is lynnefahey.co.uk. So you can find me by my name. And yeah, if you haven't got a demonstrator and you'd love a catalogue, we've got a new mini catalogue that's got lots of Christmas stuff coming out for customers in the beginning of August, which isn't that long away. So if you haven't got one and you'd like one, on my business Facebook page you'll find a link to a form that you can request one, or you can send me a private message or email me on lynn.fahey@gmail.com, and I will happily send you a complimentary one out in the post. But I'm always here if anybody wants to ask any questions, and yeah, I'm so glad that you've all joined. I will stop waffling now, and I hope that you have the rest of a brilliant week. Thank you for joining me. Lots of love, stay safe, and keep wearing your masks as of Friday. Still enjoy yourself, but just take care. And Pippi and I send our love, and I will catch up with you next Wednesday, same time, same place. Well, not same place, but same time, but back at mine. Take care. Bye.